Boy, I say, boy, your final flash ain't nothing more than a flash in the pan, boy. You missed it. Flew right over me. You couldn't hit the broadside of a bomb with a blast like that, boy. No wonder you're called a saying. All talk and nothing else. Now pay attention when I'm talking to you, boy. Oh, God, kill me. I ain't gonna kill you, boy, but I am gonna make you wish you were dead, boy. You hear me? God, I can't believe I got my ass kicked by a chicken. You got your ass kicked by the chicken, boy.
Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Millennial Smark, and I'm bringing you the slop, the old slop, and nothing but the slop. And boy, oh boy, do I got some slop for you guys today. I won't drop the person's name because they told me not to say their name, but they did give me a news tidbit that I feel like is worth talking about. So apparently yesterday, the New Day dropped a video that has everybody in the IWC clamoring. They dissed WWE, those ungrateful bastards, and other very not so friendly YouTube terms that I can't say, but I'll give you a hint, and it has everything to do with their skin color, which I thought was fucking hilarious. Some of them were horrible, some of them were fucking hilarious. I can't help but laugh at jokes that I think are funny, guys. What do you want me to do? I'm only human. But I decided, hey, let's react together. I'm gonna watch this video, you're gonna watch this video, we're gonna watch this video together, and get to the bottom of this. Alright, no more talking. Let's watch the video. So now I get it now. I was wondering why a lot of people were saying they were being ungrateful and all that other kind of shit. So I guess metaphorically the chains is supposed to obviously reflect them being held back. You see the caricature, you know, carnival meister guy who I'm assuming is supposed to be Triple H, obviously. I don't know, like, here, let's keep watching the video. I don't want to keep interjecting, but I might have to a couple times, but let's keep watching. Maybe there's more context. Oh, I guess that's supposed to be Big E with the broken horn, metaphorically representing his broken neck, I can only presume, and that he's stuck there. We'll get more into that, obviously, after this, because that was a really cool animation, though. I like the animation style of this video, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. I just wanted to reflect off of that. No more interrupting. That was interesting. That was really interesting. What was that last part, though, that they actually said? in the end of the video, did they say, like, I was trying to listen to the words, but like I actually like rewinded a couple times just to hear what they were saying towards the end when Kofi was walking and, you know, Xavier were walking towards the sun and the horns are left in the background. It sounded like it was saying we're close to paradise. I don't know if anybody out there can make out what was actually said at the end of the video. That be really cool, because I couldn't make that out. But like I said, I think the video is very symbolic. I get what they're trying to do. There's some parts about this that I like. Actually, I like the whole entire video, honestly, but like there are some parts that I feel like are being, you know, misinterpreted on the end of some of the WWE fanboys. But at the same time, I don't like how Xavier and Kofi are kind of framing it a little tiny bit. Like, for an example, it's pretty clear to me now after watching the entire video that, like, some of the people who were saying, like, oh, you know, they're shitting on WWE, it doesn't seem that way. Again, just going off of the context of the video, how I personally interpret it is that Triple H was holding them back. Like, that's how it comes off to me. It doesn't come off to me like an overall WWE diss. It comes off to me like a diss directed strictly at Triple H. Like, you know, he's doing the whole, like, I'll even do you one better. Like, hearing him talk, you know, like, not talk, excuse me, like, not literally talk as far as saying words, but seeing Triple H with the microphone in his hand, you know, being the maestro and everything, it kind of feels like he's doing the whole, or maybe I'm looking way too deep into this, but like, it kind of feels like they're parodying, like, you know, the Triple H, you know, for all the millions watching at home, you know, oh, let's get ready to suck it, are you ready, all that shit. It kind of feels like they're putting Triple H in that kind of position while presenting them, but he doesn't want to accurately present them, hence why you have the chains holding them back. Again, it feels like it's a shot strictly at Triple H for holding them back as much as it is WWE as a whole. So I don't know. I'm seeing people saying things like they're being ungrateful, how they made Kofi Kingston a world champion, how they're one of the most decorated tag team champions of all time. They've been employed by the company for over, you know, nearly, in the case of actually both of them, between 15 and nearly 20 years. I feel like that's being bad faith. Or maybe at the very least, I want to say that you're not understanding the context properly. You should probably go back and watch the video. It's not a shot at WWE. It's a shot specifically at Triple H. But with that being said, also, I do want to look at the framing as to what Kofi and Xavier did do in this video, because I do feel like they did do some framing in this video that I feel like is also super bad faith. When they're like horses running out of the building and they get the shot of, supposedly, I guess that's supposed to be Big E with the broken horn and everything, and they give each other the nod, like, you know, Big E pretty much giving them the approval that they can leave, he'll be fine type shit. I don't like that either, because it's like what you're essentially saying. Now, maybe I could be misinterpreting it. I guess there's two ways to look at it, right? You can say that, you know, like Big E is staying behind while they're leaving. You know what I mean? And maybe that could be the case. Or you can suggest also like Big E is being held captured by WWE while they're breaking free. You know what I mean? I guess it depends on how you actually interpret it. It can either be Xavier and Kofi are making a run for it and they're leaving their friend behind, and Big E's, you know, they're upset over that, they're emotional over that, or they're implying that Big E is being held captive while they're making a break for it. Or, as I'm interpreting it, it can be both, which again, I think is not cool, because it's like, you're saying that you're making a break for it. I get that, because you're being held back creatively, but what the fuck does that have to do with Big E, who he got his neck broken and WWE allowed him to retire and then gave him an ambassador role? Like, I don't know how Big E's contract looks right now, but like he damn near got paralyzed and WWE kept him employed. You know what I mean? So I don't really like how that's being framed. Again, the implication could be dead ass wrong for me, but that's at least how it comes off to me as they're presenting it in the video. But overall though, I think symbolically with the horns being off, or I'll even do you one better, you know, they're supposed to be portrayed as unicorns and everything like that, but it kind of feels like they're being looked at as thoroughbreds as they're losing their horns. Again, there are a lot of ways you can interpret this whole video. There's a lot of ways as to how you can take this video, but I thought overall this is one of the better, if not maybe the best departure video I ever seen, because as you guys know, as you can see on your screen right here, the New Day will be free agents as of this week. So whatever they want to do going forward, good for them, but that's a nice way to exit. Now, is it, you know, going to be detrimental in the sense that I feel like they may have burnt the bridge? No, I've seen comments like that, you know, around also like, oh, you know, Kofi and, you know, Xavier doing this, you know, it kind of feels like they're burning the bridge. I haven't seen people really grasping at straws and really going to the moon on both ends of the spectrum, right? You know, I see people saying things like they're implying that Kofi and Xavier being in chains, that means Triple K is Triple K type shit, or, you know, I'm seeing people, you know, again, it's a lot of stupid shit, but it's the IWC in the end of the day. Again, I just think it's more or less just them trying to make a run for it and them breaking free of Triple H's oppressive reigns over them as far as creative is considered. It's nothing more deeper than that. It has nothing to do with WWE as a whole. It has nothing to do with fucking slavery. You guys are fucking retarded. But let's look at some of the other reactions that I kind of feel like are kind of opposite ends of the spectrum, if you will. Like this one comment, it reads, "Not gonna lie, I wasn't ready for the Big E unicorn. That shit got me low-key emotional. I can only imagine the talks you guys and Kofi have together about this whole, I guess, situation everyone is in. I just hope you fellas are happy and in a good place mentally, and I can't wait to see what you guys do next." So that's someone who's obviously very happy to see the video, you know, seems like they very much approve. Let's look at another person. "Imagine implying the company that pushed you to the moon and gave you all them accolades held you back. What other comedy act can say they were kept relevant for 10 plus years? It really does show that what made the New Day great was Big E. You fell apart when he was injured." Yeah, but none of that is true though. Like, you're retarded. Why would you say that? Like, did you watch the fucking video? Like, I can get people maybe mistakenly implying that like they're taking a shot at WWE just simply because Triple H happens to be the centerpiece. I can understand that, and I won't even fault you for that. But like, when you say shit like this, like you disagree with Xavier and Kofi, and therefore Big E happens to be the one that made the New Day the entire. It's so tiresome. This tribalistic bullshit. It's funny at times, but sometimes it can be a fucking headache. I like a good tribalism. I like watching people rip each other to parts over two wrestling companies who don't know who the fuck they are. It's always fun. It's always awesome. But when you do stupid shit like this, when you say stupid shit like this, it's not fun anymore. Now it's like, okay, well, now you're just being a disingenuous retard because you know you sound fucking retarded saying some shit like that. Oh boy, hopefully we can read this last comment and hopefully they can, you know, give us some clarity. Maybe there's something that I'm missing out of this. This one says, "While I love this animation, the amount of people shit talking WWE for Big E is a bit disappointing. I'm not a WWE show by any standard, but after the accident, they have helped Big E still provide food for his family when they and other companies could have said fuck off." Yeah, see, I gotta start doing this more often, though. I do this more often anyway. Well, I can't say I don't. I do this all the time where like I highlight one negative, one positive, and then one that actually has both of them combined. Usually the one that makes the most sense. I love comments like this, man, because it's like, yeah, that's just the common sense approach, right? That's just the common sense approach. I get what the New Day are saying as far as what they're trying to get across symbolically. I just don't like the implication as to how they're making Big E look when it's like that can be further from the truth from what it looks like. I mean, unless Big E's, you know, not really injured or whatever and WWE forced him to retire, which obviously would not make any fucking sense whatsoever. It just seems like you guys are sort of kind of grasping at straws a little tiny bit. But just in case we keep people out of the loop, just in case some people aren't aware as to what the hell is going on at the moment, just to give you a little bit of context now that we watched the video, I would like to avert your eyes to your screen so we can read in the past how all this went down. Again, just for a little bit more clarity, okay? Now, mind you, this is coming from Dave Meltzer, but to be fair, it was corroborated by a Kofi Kingston, which we'll get to in a little bit. This is what he wrote, just to keep you guys into the loop. While there have been talks of large numbers asked to take pay cuts, those in a position to know have said that the number is less than half a dozen. And they were people who would have been cut had they not accepted it. Sorry, had a bit of an ad pop up right there in the middle of my damn screen. They were not the high-end players and were people that creative had tabbed little interest in going forward, and thus the idea is they could remain under contract while their in-ring aspect of the career would be phased down. Now, just a little bit more clarity when focusing specifically on the New Day. However, Meltzer also confirmed that one major name wrestler agreed to a 50% pay cut, noting that wrestlers who wouldn't be a fit in AEW do not have much leverage. Now, I'm not going to point out any of that stuff, but it's more or less trying to give you more context in regards to what he's going to reference when talking about the New Day. This is what Meltzer said. The New Day, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, who were on the list of those without significant future plans, were essentially put in the position where they were going to be cut, but were offered less money to stay, wind down their in-ring careers, and finish their current contract doing some in-ring and working in a promotional capacity. They both decided to leave the promotion, given they had signed a 5-year contract in 2025 at a certain number, and 1 year in, were being asked to have that money cut back while maintaining the rest of their contracts. Now, once again, I know some people may be skeptical because this is, after all, coming from a Dave Meltzer of all fucking people. So, just to, as you should do whenever reading someone from a source material that you probably think is most likely bad faith or don't know what the fuck they're talking about. This is Kofi Kingston, and I'm not going to read his entire post, but this is something that I think he tweeted out or maybe he wrote on Instagram or something. He said, and I quote, just to corroborate, "Do not ever compromise or accept less than your due when it comes to your worth. Find the courage to believe in yourself and fearlessly pursue your goals and dreams because anything is possible. The kid that was too small, short, skinny, and scrawny was never supposed to make it in this land of giants, yet here we are." Crazy how he thinks about that now, considering how small people have gotten over the years, but nevertheless, I digress. "And so as the sun sets on one chapter, so too must it rise in another. Tomorrow is indeed a new day." Now, I read that passage because, again, broadening out the entire context, so no one ever tries to take me out of context. That first sentence, "Do not ever compromise or accept less than your due when it comes to your worth," obviously implies that what Meltzer said is most likely true. So now we come to a bit of an impasse here, right? Because we ask ourselves, now that the New Day are now moving forward, people are now speculating whether or not they're going to go to AEW. I think that seems like the probable, I could be wrong, seems like the probable avenue, just given how many friends they have there. People did speculate TNA. I don't know why you would go to TNA if you're the caliber of profile in regards to, say, the New Day, considering they have, because I know people are going to be like, you're glazing the New Day, but I'm only going off of their actual resume, like they are, whether you like it or not, considered one of the greatest tag teams of all time, right? Or at least, for better or for worse, one of the most decorated, most over tag teams of all time. You don't have to like it. It's just fucking objectivity when compared to other tag teams, right? You don't have to say I'm not even saying you have to say that they're number one, but they are one of the most over tag teams, just bar none. And they had it for the longest. And you would think any company would want them. And, given TNA's current status at the moment, especially with all the releases they have been having recently, I don't think that's probable. I don't think, quite frankly, TNA can afford the New Day. It would be nice if Consequences Creed would go back to TNA just to have a little small run. But I get it, right? I get it. So if AEW ends up actually being their goal because of the money, because of the friends, because of the creative, they can probably get over because of the eyes that will probably be on them. Good for them. I think make the most out of a bad situation, right? If you consider this to be a bad situation. But just like I said about Bayley a couple of days ago, what happens after the honeymoon period? What happens after the honeymoon period? Now we're at the point where there's kind of like no return, right? You kind of went over that event horizon, right? Your contracts are officially completely up this week. You made this video where one may say you burnt the bridge. It depends how WWE obviously takes it. Is it smart to maybe show a video like this while you still have, Biggie under contract? Like, is that gonna fuck with him a little tiny bit? Because you making a video like this is gonna probably make WWE think some kind of, you know how petty WWE is. They can get super fucking petty. Maybe I'm out of the realms by saying that, but you know how petty they can get. I just hope whatever the New Day thinks they're going to do in AEW, I just hope whatever they think they're going to do in the future, regardless if they go to AEW, it ends up panning out very, very well. Because in the end of the day, no matter how you feel about WWE, no matter how you feel about AEW, it's always going to be a healthy practice to have more competition and more places for the boys to work. Now, if you're asking me as a person who watches professional wrestling, yes, from an empathetic standpoint, I want more wrestlers to have more positions. I've said in the past, I don't give a shit whether you are in a great position or not. But if you're asking me, Devontae, do you want the wrestlers to have more jobs or less jobs? Of course, I'm going to say more jobs. So I do hope from that perspective, they end up doing well. But at the end of the day, it's still ex-WWE talent going to a different company. And it's like, even though you're bigger names, do you really make much of a splash? I mean, I feel like once you get past someone like the Young Bucks, once you get past maybe Edge and Christian, once you get past maybe FTR when they come back from their hiatus, like, do you become a staple in the AEW tag team division? Does Kofi Kingston break out as a single superstar? Does Woods break out as a single superstar? I don't know. There are a lot of things that can be discussed as we go forward. But I guess in the end of the day, does this video end up coming back to bite them in the ass? It's a great video. Very well done. As a person outside looking in, I think it looks really great. But was it worth it? And did it have to be done in that manner so explicitly? No subtlety whatsoever. It's pretty clear you took a shot at WWE, in particular Triple H. Only one way to find out, and that's just to stay tuned to the future, right? But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below as to how you felt about the video. Highly recommend checking out the link in the description box if you hadn't already. The original video is linked there. You can go to Xavier Woods. I think that's where I linked it from, Xavier Woods' Twitter page. I think he has all the credits as far as who he said made the video. So go, support them. And yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below as far as how you feel about this whole situation. As always, my name is Devontae, aka Millennial Smart, and I'll be catching you fine folks later. Now get the fuck out of here. Deuces and the P. Ice.